91.7 KXT. Welcome to another KXT Live Session brought to you by Jason Writings. Today I have the honor and privilege of interviewing Marcus King, the Grammy-nominated and multi-talented musician and guitarist with a voice full of soul. His new album, Mood Swings, is out now. Good afternoon, Marcus. How are you?
Afternoon, I'm good.
Good. It's good to see you. Thank you for coming. I'm super excited about this. And he gave me the privilege today of being able to pick the songs that we're hearing this afternoon. This is the first for me, so I'm super stoked. Before we get into the questions, can we get started with the song?
Yeah,
Awesome.
of course. So, the first one we picked was a number called Save Me.
Awesome. Jackson over there backing us up here. 91.7 KXT with Marcus King. That was Save Me from the new Mood Swings album. You're joining us for an interview here. And my first question is, you have a really old soul, right? It's like it comes across in how you talk, your whole demeanor. We kind of talked about this earlier. Being a fourth generation musician in your family, how does that old soul, do you feel like, separate you from people in your age bracket?
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of that has to do with the amount of time I spent with my grandparents growing up.
Mm-hmm.
And I was born around the time my father was like 43. So my father's 71 now, for perspective. And my grandparents were, of the greatest generation. And I was pretty much raised by them. So I was raised in a household just identical to the way my father was brought up. So I was really brought up the way that what we would call the boomer generation was brought up. like the same television shows because people
yeah.
kind of get stuck in their ways. So it was Sanford and Son and, the Jeffersons and, all the television shows they watched in the 70s. They taped them and watched them, or they'd watch them on reruns. And that was the same thing with the music as well. So all of my pop culture references and everything that I liked was stuff that had kind of preceded me by 30, 40, sometimes 50 years.
Right.
And I just had I loved that upbringing, and I thought everybody was brought up like that.
Right.
And I didn't understand why the other kids in my school didn't know who the Temptations were, And that was my favorite band, an 8-year-old, and his favorite band is the Temptations. It's it's kind of bizarre, but I just thought that was normal.
How do you think that makes you different from other artists your age, right?
I mean, I think it's just a blessing, really. I mean, to be different is to be blessed, I think.
Okay.
And I mean, I never wanted to be, I never wanted to fit in, really. I really thrived in that outlier, black sheep kind of a role.
Heard that. Well, whatever you're doing, brother, it's working for you. Keep it up.
Thanks.
You've been beautifully open about your struggles with depression and anxiety recently, talking about the work you continue to do with your sobriety, which I really genuinely appreciate. Can you talk to me about the collaboration with the organization Stand Together and what your 1 Million Strong initiative is about?
Yeah, so 1 Million Strong is a really cool organization. The Phoenix is a really wonderful organization, and they've done a lot of work with folks for many years. And the Stand Together organization, what they're doing now with 1 Million Strong is they're creating a sober environment at shows, at concert venues, and they're starting to spread, further and further. I think they started it at Bourbon and Beyond in Kentucky. And it's basically just creating like a VIP area that's no additional cost to the consumer, just to be somewhere where you're not constantly surrounded by, booze and all that. Okay. Like for me with my sobriety, like I had to deal with it because there's no real option for me not to be around it. And I'm not going to tell my band like they can't drink around me, like, so it's all based in self-control. And for me, it's, I have no problem not taking that first drink. It's about stopping, because if I take that first drink, then like a week will go by and then the whole city's on fire and like, I'm naked standing outside the hotel and we can't have that. We just can't have that. So anyway, 1 Million Strong has been really fun to work with, and I love their initiative. And, I've been really open with them about my California sobriety, and they're really cool about that. So I'm like, well, cool. We got a deal then,
Okay.
And I really dig what they're doing. They're just trying to help people,
100%. Thank you for that, and thank you to the organization, and thank you for like allowing people that are trying to continue their sobriety to be in a space where that is okay. We got another song.
Yeah. So this is one that actually kind of this one. Me and Rick sat around, and well, he lied around. Rick really likes to have a good lay down.
Heard that.
Which I respect about him. So I try to match his energy, and we'd be laying on adjacent couches and just listen to music. And we would listen to everything under the sun, and then we would listen to, the demos that I brought in, songs that I had written in preparation for the recording process. And a lot of them he liked, a lot of them he didn't like, and he put me in the writing process for like 6 months, and we ended up using like maybe 1% of that. He's really interesting that way, but he wanted really the most honest, just like, no use of metaphor, but just like really direct lyrically, and wanted the lyrical content of this record to be the modern component that was accompanying kind of a quote-unquote throwback sound, which I don't like that terminology, but for lack of a better term, it is more throwback. So the lyrical content in this song was the one that kind of sent us down that journey of like what the whole record kind of turned into, which was a kind of a love letter to mental health from me. So this is Bipolar Love again. you stayed back, pick up all of the pieces of love we left behind. I've been crazy as long as I can remember. You've been crazy since I met you. Thought we'd find our way back home together someday. Now I know that wasn't true. If we could grow together, then I know forever could be mine. If we lose each other, then another lover may you find. Last thing I remember is you slamming the door right in my face. Said you needed some time to think about all of the crazy stuff that I would say. Oh, where did I go wrong? Tell me just how long I've been away. My mind starts to wander. You, the first responder, reminds me not to stray. If we could grow together, then I know forever could be mine. If we lose each other, then another lover may you find. Love is bipolar. Always gets colder. Soon as you warm up to me. Oh, love is, oh, my love, bipolar. I should have told her that I'm so damn hard to read. I should have told her that I'm so damn hard to read.
91.7 KXT in the studio with Marcus King. That was Bipolar Love from the new Mood Swings album. Outside of the song Save Me, which you played, thank you, and that one, Inglewood Motel is my ultimate favorite. You know the band Moonchild?
Yeah, I'm familiar with them.
Yeah, I think that's a really good vibe that y'all get together and do that. That'd be really cool. But it's a low-key two-part question. I know the background of the song is about you staying at the Inglewood Motel, right? It's Nashville, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And after a row with your then girlfriend at the time, can you give our listeners a little of the background on where you were mentally when you wrote that song?
So for the inspiration of the song, I ended up in Inglewood Motel because it was close by to where I lived at the time, and we had gotten into a big argument, and it was one of those nights that had spilled over to the morning, and I was like, I gotta get away. So I drove down to Inglewood Motel, and they were nice enough to give me a room. And if you've been to the Inglewood Motel, you know you don't really want to stay there. So, I woke up there and kind of came to, and basically the whole inspiration of the song was like I wanted everything to feel like what the music sounded like at the front desk, if you want to call it that. It was like the little window and the guy like sliding me the key through the slot, and it was just a really bizarre morning. And I wrote this song with my friend Peter Levin, and we were just sitting around, and I had this idea with the chords, and you know, I just started just like spilling out these words, and it just kind of ended up like this. Stubborn spirit, restless child, no direction, lets a mind run wild. Daughter of the universe, sister of the cosmos, sweet little angel wants to be wherever I go. Seen her out the window, she's the eye of the stone, and hell had no fury like a woman's scorn, no. Open conversation infiltrated by surveillance, reactionary cadence exhausted all the patience. There's a hailstorm falling, I need shelter or she'll wash me away. She can hear me calling, when the wind blows and wildflowers sing, I hear your name. She just needs some time to understand why. Never could say